Coral is a beautiful, diverse animal that often finds itself overshadowed by the fish that inhabit it. But this live coral is ready to take centre stage. It's heading to Selfridges in Oxford Street as part of Project Ocean. Project Ocean sees ZSL join forces with the luxury department store to launch a new initiative to help protect the world's marine life.
ZSL is actually working on an advisory capacity for Selfridges, just to help kind of advise them which products they can use or where to find them, and what fish they can kind of sell that won't have an impact on wild stocks. And it also gives us a great opportunity to kind of highlight some of the conservation work and critical work that we actually do behind the scenes, both at the zoo and also within the field itself. The corals at London Zoo that are going over to Selfridges for part of Project Ocean actually arrived at London Zoo from customs confiscations. They were donated from customs excise as part of illegal shipments of corals that were coming into the country that was seized at customs and then subsequently donated to the zoo, where we've been looking after them ever since.
Moving the coral is no easy task, and the ZSL aquarium team has been working meticulously to make sure the corals are happy in their new home.
As corals are animals, they're very sensitive to changes in their environment, so what we need to do is make sure that we can match the water conditions at the zoo where they're being kept at the moment to the water conditions here at Selfridges. So what I've done is adjusted the water parameters here to make sure they are as similar as they can possibly be, which just makes the transition from the zoo to Selfridges a little bit easier for the animals. Once the corals arrive here at Selfridges, what we need to do is acclimate them to the system. So we'll slowly introduce water from this system into the containers holding the corals, just so the corals get used to the new water conditions very slowly. As well as the water conditions, there's also things like the lighting. So back at the zoo, the corals are very used to the types of lighting and also the water movement and flow around the corals, which they adapted to and grown into for a prolonged period of time. Here, once they arrive at Selfridges, they'll have to kind of adapt quite quickly to the new environment that they've been set up in. So the change in lighting and water chemistry, as well as the flow, is something that they have to kind of acclimate themselves to and accustom themselves to over the next coming days.
For ZSL London Zoo team member Kiernan Parbles, this exhibit is really important for the future of corals and for the world's oceans.
Without corals providing the home for the plethora of fish and invertebrates, there probably wouldn't be as much kind of wildlife in the oceans today. So it's extremely important that we keep and conserve corals in the wild. For me, it's particularly exciting to have corals in the exhibits at Selfridges. At the zoo, we do have a lot of coral displays, and quite often the fish take more of a centre stage than the corals themselves, and the corals can kind of blend into the background, if you like. So it's really exciting and interesting from my point of view, and also being a bit of a self-confessed coral geek, to be able to have them take centre stage at Selfridges and be the highlight of the exhibit, if you like.
From customs to catwalk, these rainbow reefs will be making waves at Selfridges for the next 5 weeks. Go check them out.